Hello and welcome everybody to the latest edition of the Buy Round interview show. Now, today could go absolutely anywhere. I've thought about this introduction. Obviously, you know, former NRL great, Premiership winner.
Great. I wouldn't say great.
I get not part-time comedian, full-time comedian, but I think the most interesting thing is a man who can point round corners, which is quite the
that is
quite the feat.
Yes. Or pardon the pun, or finger. Quite the finger.
Quite. That's why I say part-time comedian. Bryan Fletcher, how are we?
Jimmy, going good, brother.
That
going
is
good.
Good to hear. Obviously, heading back to Las Vegas.
Yes.
Going on Tuesday.
Yes.
So this will be out on Sunday. So we head Tuesday. Are you looking forward to going back? Obviously, you were there 6-8 weeks ago.
Yeah. I am looking forward to this will be a different trip. My wife's coming over, so I'll have to behave a little bit better. But we did all the stuff. I don't know if you've seen it on Fox
have seen
and all
it,
that.
yes.
And so we went pretty hard. We were over there for 7 days. People say to me, 3 days is enough in Vegas. I understand what they mean by that. But I'm going. This time we're going back. You know, the games are quite excited to see how the boys will handle it, and if the Americans will accept our game. We you know, I know Peter V'landys has got all these, and everything he's done before has come off, so we shouldn't doubt him. But I just have my reservations about the Yanks getting behind this game in Vegas. You know, I don't know whether there's been that much publicity over there. This side of it, yeah, we're frothing. I'm hoping if we get 10,000 Yanks, that would be unbelievable.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking back. I played at the Mile High Stadium in Denver. I think we got 20,000 there.
How many of those expats do you think, or Aussies, or Pommies?
Yeah, I
was we
don't
playing
know.
England?
Yeah, it was England against
Yeah.
New Zealand.
Oh, okay. Because it's not that far. You know,
Do you reckon many expats would be flying into Vegas for the game?
I think there would be.
Yeah.
I would think, but I would imagine it's not a whole lot. Maybe a couple of thousand.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see because there are residents of Nevada, and residents of Las Vegas. People live there.
Yeah.
Like, do you think the locals might?
Well, I'm thinking maybe the locals who couldn't afford Raiders tickets or Super Bowl tickets, definitely not Super Bowl tickets, but Raiders tickets, and they thought, well, hang on, this is an opportunity to go into the stadium and have a look at least.
To watch a sport
and
event
let's
there.
watch this sport because you can get tickets for $20 US.
It's pretty good. It's good value.
Good value. So if anything, we might get a lot of sticky beaks going in there to have a look at this stadium and then sit in there and go, oh, hang on, what's going on the field here?
Yeah.
That might be an angle. But I don't know whether people will go specifically. Although I think about out here, we had the college, Stanford, the gridiron, the college ball came out here, college football, and Stanford played someone, and it was a trial match. And it was in March. It was after their season had finished. It was across the road here at the stadium, and there's probably about 10,000 people. But they were all uni students who maybe, and with social media and stuff, maybe that was their hook. A very young crowd. So, look, it'd be great if we fill the stadium, but we've sold 28,000 tickets as of last week. So if we can get it to 40 or 50, that would be enormous.
Like, I guess the argument could be, you know, a lot of people go to Vegas and, like you say, maybe 3 days is too long and they look for something else to do. And obviously you're in competition with things like Cirque du Soleil, the Aussie strippers.
NASCAR's on Sunday too. So NASCAR is going to be in Vegas. So,
I mean, maybe you'd capture some of that audience and go, "Oh, we're not doing anything on the Saturday night.
Yeah.
Maybe let's go and check that out."
Yeah,
I suppose it depends on how well
marketing
advertised it is. Because even that, if you're sick of drinking and sick of gambling, I guess
who gets sick of that?
That's a very good point.
There is one, on the Allegiant Stadium, there's a picture of Campbell Graham and saying those things, no helmets, no pads, all that sort of stuff. But it's not in your face. It's not like Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay's on every fucking poster over there.
Is he?
Fuck me.
For what?
He's got about 12 restaurants.
Ah, right.
Have you ever met him?
No, I haven't.
I'd like to.
It'd be an interesting cat to meet, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, I know he watches this podcast. So,
Yeah. So
give
Gordon,
us a call.
you...
But yeah, Gordon Ramsay is everywhere over there.
He's not got a show or anything?
No, he's got Hell's Kitchen. So you know how they collaborate with the casino. So he's in Caesars and he's also in, I think, the Venetian or the Cosmopolitan.
But he's not actually cooking there, is he?
No, it's just his restaurants. But he's everywhere.
Yeah.
And I think he does spend some time over there. But that's what shocked me. Other than all the lawyers, all the, how they're quite litigious over there.
The advertising in America is
For lawyers is insane.
it is insane.
Have you lost all your money? Yes. Was it your fault? Yes. That's us.
Yeah.
Call Carlos.
It's a very well. I say the same thing about living in England, living here now. We're very similar, but there's some nuanced differences. But I think it's probably the same with the States. We're similar.
Yeah.
But there's some things on the extremes. It's like, holy fuck. Like,
Yeah.
imagine that here.
Yeah.
You just can't get your head. And I think that even the different laws in different states, i.e. Las Vegas, like Americans fucking love the fact that you can gamble because they can't get their head around gambling. Like I've got a friend in Los Angeles and, speaking to him about gambling, he's got an illegal bookmaker that he's never seen.
Yeah.
Like he's got a bookmaker he's never laid eyes on, and it's through a mate, and he doesn't know because the guy doesn't want anyone to know where he lives.
Yeah.
So it's all hush hush, top secret.
Well, that what used to be here. So when I was a kid, we had no gambling. We had the tab, but then the SPs were at every pub. So I distinctly remember when I was about 15 or 16 going down to have a bet on a horse. And it was different. You knew who the bloke was. You'd go up to him and he'd sit at the front of the bar.
Yeah, he had like
write your ticket and go here. I mean, allegedly, someone I know backed themselves to score in the try in 2002. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Just on your recent trip to Vegas, obviously very well documented. A couple of things I want to ask you about. Matty Johns.
Yep.
MIA at the racing.
Yep.
The car experience, the fast car experience, where I think you're in a Lamborghini. What's the official line?
Official line is this is just between you and me.
Yeah, just between me because
this doesn't go anywhere else.
No.
Matthew, to me, it seemed like he was on a death wish. So day one, just into it. Day two, day three, day four, he was just going. It was like a trip away. It's like a footy trip away.
Yeah.
You get that excited. And he just got hooked up. He just got that excited. He was just into everything. He was at the race car. I've got to say this. He was upstairs asleep.
Ah, right, okay.
He was upstairs.
He just had enough.
Well, he's not that big, so the alcohol wasn't absorbing that well. I reckon he lost about 6 or 7 kilos over there. He didn't eat.
Just
drank.
Get all your calories through your
And it was
alcohol.
quite, we're in the desert, so it was quite dry.
Yeah.
So his lips were sort of cracking a little bit. So it wasn't the best for TV. So we said, go and put some ointment on. Go and put some lanolin on your lips and just have a rest.
It was like it looked like at different points people were letting the side down.
Yeah.
Like Gordon not going on on the thing, Matty going, missing on the.
It was tough. It was a tough 8
Oh man,
days.
it will. Like you say, I can see why people get carried away, but then when you're there for filming TV, it can be.
Because we were shooting at different various times, and then there's not much to do in Vegas, as you said, unless you gamble, obviously. But if you book stuff, so we tried to go into a nice restaurant, couldn't get in because it was booked out. Tried to go see a show, booked out. Wanted to go see the Sphere, booked out. So we just had to shoot guns.
Shooting guns is fun.
Shooting guns is frightening.
It is, isn't it? Like,
I'm from Bondi. We don't shoot. Like, we hit people with yoga mats. That's how vicious we get down there in the mean streets of Bondi. But Hindmarsh was just like a duck to a pond.
He looked like he's done it before, not his first rodeo.
No. Well, he's got a gun license.
Does he?
Yeah, he's got like a proper gun license in his bunker out there. He thinks he's really worried that one day we're going to get invaded. He's not a conspiracy theorist, but he thinks we're going to get invaded. So
like a doomsday prepper.
Yeah. So
has he got a generator?
I think he does. I think he's got a bunker.
Yeah.
He's got lots of food stuff, like sort of
tin,
stored away.
Tin food, bottled water.
Non-perishables.
Non-perishables. Has he got a heap of toilet paper as well?
I don't know whether... I think he's more of a paper towel man. So he uses sort of... so he can wash up there, wash
Interesting
everywhere.
during the pandemic that it was the toilet roll we were fighting over.
It was ridiculous, isn't it?
It's
ridiculous.
It seems strange. Like,
well, that's just the media hype. You know, people put a spin on it.
Say if things go to shit and we get invaded or your supplies are cut off, just wash your ass in the sink.
Or the ocean, aquabog, AB.
Yeah.
Who hasn't done an aquabog?
Or if you're really worried, in the sink, a bidet.
Preferably your own.
Yes.
Not your neighbour. Well, you can do your neighbours.
Well, if it's a free-for-all, it's a free-for-all, isn't it?
There's we've got that new beach at Penrith, so there's Bondi now out there, the Penrith beach. Why don't we just say that? Because you know Bondi, when I was a kid, Bondi, you know when the golf course is and you've got the stink pipe, you know, and the golf course up there and you come down the hill. So we had all the city metro sewage used to come out there, straight out off the cliff, and you could, when it was on,
really?
And if a nor'easterly blew, it blew into Bondi and there was turds in the water. I'm telling you, we used to have shit in the water.
Well, I suppose fish and dolphins and whales shit in there, so...
Yeah, but that's not human. They're not eating Maccas. They're not eating a Kentucky Fried Chicken 3-piece feed. So as a kid, when we could smell the nor'easterly wind, you could feel the nor'east and you could smell all the sewage, we'd leave school, paddle out on our boards to collect the dollar notes that would float. Always $1 and $2 notes. People flush them down the toilets to go through the storm water.
Why would they flush?
Well, I don't know. We don't know. But it was guaranteed when the nor'easterly would blow, first of all, you'd smell it and you go, right, paddle out. There's $1 there. Take it out of the shit. $2. Heaps of condoms too. Yeah. This was the 80s. You know, AIDS was quite popular. Well, not popular, but it was rampant.
Rife.
Rife. Condoms and dollar notes.
Mate, I think paddling through shit, I'd have just got a job as a paper delivery boy or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but
there's ways to there's ways to earn £1.
Well, you can surf and get paid.
Get paid
without being a professional.
Just
we had some issues. We had a lot of ear infections, a lot of sore throats, but it built up quite an immunity. I rarely get sick now.
And you put it down to
definitely. I think it's from paddling and shit.
Builds resilience as well.
Yeah, I think it does. A lot of my mates, we don't get sick.
Well, like there is that, not euphemism, but metaphor of like you've just got to, sometimes you need to eat a shit sandwich.
Correct.
Or you've got to, you know, your team's got a shit sandwich to eat. Who's going to take the biggest bite? Well,
didn't the great Eddie Jones say that you've got to eat shit before you can eat caviar? That was one of his quotes talking about the World Cup failure.
Ah, right. Had him on the podcast. He didn't refer to it in
that's one of his great sayings.
In that, but I do
we
like
ate shit,
it.
Didn't we? The
well, who's willing to eat shit? Sometimes that's what it takes.
Yeah.
To win.
I do have another story, but it involves shit when I was a plumber, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Just back to Vegas. It was funny. One of my personal highlights was the tailgate party.
Oh, yes.
Because I could... And then when you were sideline at the game, you guys looked plastered.
We were cooked.
And even a good friend of mine, work with him at Triple M a lot, Gordon Tallis. Now, Gordon has this like image and this persona of someone that like drinks all day, but he drinks mid-strengths.
Yes.
So I don't think he was on any mid-strengths over there, and I think the full strength got him.
Well, the tailgate party, there's a lot of Mexicans who support the Raiders because there's a lot of Latinos in LA. The Raiders were the Vegas Raiders now, but they were the LA Raiders and then the Oakland Raiders. So there's a lot of Mexicans. What do Mexicans love? Tequila. So out in the tailgate party, and they're quite generous, scary, a lot of gang members. I said to one of them, I said, "You blokes are the kindest murderers I've ever met." Because they're like full gang members, and I was doing the Crip signals and blokes are going, "Don't do that." And I go, "Why?" Like I was doing
the blood sign as well.
Yeah.
Like
Anyway, that didn't go down well.
No,
but they love their tequila. I love my tequila. Gordon, not so much. I don't know if you remember 2 or 3 years ago, we were doing a grand final show on Matty's show. It was the last show, and we used to have a bit of a beer before going on air. And I gave Gordon this beautiful tequila I got from Mexico, Añejo tequila, which is aged in Spanish. And I gave Gordie just before we went on air. And do you remember he did a throw to Bailey Simonson? Do you remember that?
No.
So we had him when Parramatta played Penrith, and Gordon the tequila hit him, and he's looking down the barrel of the can and just smiling, and nothing came out. It's one of I've got it. So when he rings my phone, that's his phone that comes up like that. So the tequila got him, and after in the ad break, I said, Gordon, what happened to you? He goes, I don't know, the tequila just got me.
Yeah.
And he was just sort of staring at and all the crowd were laughing. And so Gordon and tequila,
and free pouring as well.
How good's that?
Like the free pour.
Even in the bars,
in the bar, yeah.
No
well,
RSA.
And if you tip your wait staff, like they
Definitely.
are, hey, have another one on me.
So this is a country where we, sadly, we see a lot of violence over there. The reason why we have RSA is because they say we get violent over here. It doesn't make sense. RSA doesn't exist over there. Free pour, oil, they're happy drunks.
I can remember, like, I guess the worldwide image and reputation of Australia is big drinkers. You know the Simpsons episode, it's all beer.
Yeah.
It's all beer. Well, I remember coming here when my first night out with the Bulldogs. I know, I'll get a tray of shots.
Yeah.
Go to this bar and I was like, so beers, whatever. Can I get 12 Jägermeisters?
Yeah.
Or yes, but you'll have to do them at the bar. I was like,
or have ice in them.
yeah.
That's shit.
I was like, what do you mean we have to do them at the bar? And they're like, you can't take them away from the bar. I was like, but my friends are over there.
Yeah.
And they're like,
But we can drink them there, but we can't drink
we can drink them at the bar, but not
at
the table. Like, what? You know what? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But like in America, everyone wants $1, right?
Yeah.
So they're just like, they're not going to do that.
No.
But like, I do enjoy the free pour.
I think it's brilliant. And what I'm saying is I didn't see any people overly drunk. I didn't see. So I think we've got to bring that back. It might be ugly for
I reckon that's a
month
good,
or so.
a good campaign for a politician. I reckon you're going to, well, it's
RSA.
compulsory voting over here.
Yeah.
But I reckon if you can run your campaign on, I'm going to
free pour. Shots.
abolish the RSA.
Talking about those weird
Like, you
rules
get young voters.
during COVID, what about the stupid COVID rule where you couldn't stand up to drink? You're in a pub,
Yeah.
you had to sit down to drink.
What difference is it going to make?
Anyway, don't get me started. I'm not a tin foil hat man, but
It was. I wonder if it was a test for how far you can push
People?
human conformity. Like, do you reckon someone was there? Do you reckon we can make them sit down for every time? Or should we ban standing up?
yeah, do you reckon we'll ever see two women fight in Woolworths over toilet paper? Let's see if we can do it.
Do you reckon?
It could be.
No.
Illuminati.
Maybe.
You strike me as someone who'd have a few conspiracy theories, Jimmy.
I don't know about. I don't like the term conspiracy theory. But I do.
How do you frame it then?
Alternative thinking agendas.
Okay, so that's long-winded.
Yeah. Well, if you go against, if you say anything that isn't quote unquote mainstream, then it's considered a conspiracy theory. And unfortunately, like when you say the term conspiracy theory, people go, things like the Earth is flat Earthers, the moon landing,
Stevie Wonder's not blind.
Yeah, all these batshit crazy things. So you get caught up in that. But I think you could say, well, you could make arguments about, say, the pandemic, and people you just throw it. It's a dismissal of, that's a conspiracy theory. And you go, well, hang on, don't put it in the same category as the Earth is flat.
Yes,
I think there's something to back this up here. So.
Correct. Well, but it gets people talking, and it's quite interesting. Yeah.
And even things like that, the whole anti-vax thing, it can get. You get pigeon if you say, well, hang on a minute, we need to think about this. You get pigeonholed with the nutters.
Yes, yeah.
Like,
but then a lot of people see. I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to do it because everyone else is doing it. I remember sitting out there at Homebush before getting the jab, and I got a mate who was an anti-vax. He said, "You don't know what's going in there. It's going to be bad for your heart." And I'm just sitting around, and all these people, and I just went, "I'm just going to go with the flow."
Yeah, I was the same, and it'll work. And I just want to get
back to
I
normal.
want to get free.
Yeah,
I want my freedom back.
Correct. Anyway, we're not here to talk about pandemics.
No, we're not. With Vegas,
Covered a lot, haven't we? Some strange shit.
You came up with the itinerary. Is that
was mine?
Did you get full control, and the lads have absolutely no idea?
I had a list here, Jimmy.
Just fine dining restaurants, but you're supposed to book ahead. That's a good lesson. That actually, I'm going to book some.
Peter Luger's is a steak joint in the Caesars Palace. I'd had it in New York. You got to do that. No, so mine was up here. I had a wish list. I didn't want to do any of that Westie shit. You know, the shooting guns, driving cars. I want the good stuff. Sitting in that joint, the Circa Casino or the resort, and just punting. They had a big screen, biggest screen I've ever seen. You could just sit in the pool. Champagne would come. You can do laybacks with the tequila shots. You had a little thing here where you could bet. It was just, that's my type of fun. We weren't allowed to do that.
But you came up with the full itinerary. We spoke about the tailgating and how blind you were just at the game sideline. Like, you guys
were cooked.
Absolutely.
So we had the media passes. So we could get anywhere in this stadium. So we were down, and if it's one of those things, I can see why good con men are very good. Because if you believe
and con women,
there is con women. There's a couple of ones. I'm listening to a podcast now about the guru, about the crypto. Ooh, she was bad news. Anywho. The pass gets you anywhere, and because we'd had a few, I was just that confident, walking up, badge, you come in. You're not allowed to drink alcohol on the field. We didn't know. But if you don't know, you just...
Ignorance is bliss.
Exactly. So we're drinking. We're out there for about an hour. The boys are warming up, the Raiders fans. Now, the Raiders drew the week before 3-3 in one of the worst games of NFL ever seen. So we weren't expecting much. But the way they warm up is totally different to rugby league. There's no talk. They're very individual. They're just going through their own little things. And as they're coming off, we thought it was rugby league. When they come off, get into them. Come on, boys. Rip their fucking heads off, all that sort of stuff. Come on. They were looking at us going, what is going on here? But it got worse and worse and worse as that coming off because we started getting quite excited. Yeah, come on, boys, rip in. Today's the fucking day. No, they don't want it. All that shit. Yeah. Anywho, full-time score, Raiders 69, Chargers 10. Biggest win in Vegas.
You reckon, are you taking some credit for that?
Well, how do you improve that much in 7 days?
Bit of team bonding, maybe?
No, they don't bond.
It is a strange sport. I often wonder, Kansas City win the Super Bowl. Do they go on Mad Monday?
Not if you're Travis Kelce. You go out with Taylor Swift. Yeah. Did you see that footage?
Of them
hugging, listening to her own song at the after party?
No, I didn't.
Her, Taylor and Travis and just bodyguards around them. No other player. Oh, no, sorry, his brother who plays for Philadelphia was on the piano or something.
I wonder how much that team connection happens.
I don't think I think it's a sport.
Team sport played by individuals. Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
I wonder even if the offense and defense know each other.
I don't think they do. They probably don't. You don't play with them.
Yeah.
You might just high five them or nod.
Yeah.
It might be like accounts and HR in the corporate world. You really only mix when something goes bad or at the Christmas party.
Yeah, I often wonder, are they partying together?
I reckon, you're right, I reckon out of that 53-man squad, half of them wouldn't know the surname of the other half.
Or
or nicknames.
Yeah, or it's just we win the Super Bowl and it's in the sheds, but even the owner picking the trophy up.
Yeah.
That's fucking
weird. It's his team. He pays for everything.
Yeah, no, but he's not out there in the shit. He's not eating the shit sandwiches.
No, he's not. He's eating caviar. All those
exactly.
Blokes. Caviar.
On the itinerary of Vegas, Nathan Hindmarsh went above and beyond.
Okay, you're talking about the strip.
So
from down
how did you coax him into doing that? And did he legitimately have no idea?
We kept it from him because it was on the Saturday. We got there on the Monday. So we're doing this, and this. Friday night, I said to him, we're doing something tomorrow. Because he said, is that it? He's a workhorse. And he just said, I want to know what I'm doing. Because I said, you got to do something in the end. Yeah, he didn't have any idea, but he knew Friday night before the Saturday night extravaganza. And he was nervous all day.
Oh, yeah, mate. Well,
Nervous
and rightly
all day.
so.
But the boys from Thunder from Down Under made him so welcome. It was awesome. It is being like I think we said it on air, or it was on the telecast. It felt like I was in a footy side. So they had a whiteboard, before kick-off, they were going, righto, so Bob, you come across here, you're going to take your pants off there, gyrate in front of that lady's face there. There's an old bloke out there. There's a couple of old dudes in the audience, and they loved Nathan. Loved him.
Like old blokes.
Old bloke, like they probably would have been 60s and 70s. They were in the audience.
To what?
Yeah, to watch. Yeah. I mean, it's 2024, James.
Yeah, I know that.
Whatever floats your boat. 300 women and 2 dudes. I went and had a yarn to them. They were from Kentucky and I think Alabama. And I said, boys, what's doing? They said, oh, no, I've heard about this. We decided to come and watch. I watched a little bit too intently when Nathan got up. Anyway, Hindy was saying, can you go get me a beer? So I was his beer man, and I'd go out because the bar was out at the dressing room, but I had to. He sort of drinks. He drinks Corona, which doesn't get you in the frame of mind to take your pants off in front of 300 women.
You need
and
something
2
a bit
old men.
stiffer.
Yeah, so I was just putting the vodka in his beer, and that got him going. Because I could see when he turned, because he doesn't do spirits either.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah, so I thought I know what gets him going. So we put a little bodgy bit of vodka in there, and off he went. He looked terrible when he was unspray tanned.
Yeah, the spray.
How good's
mate,
a spray tan?
Didn't
you? I reckon because we drew abs on him. We had a girl. We had a girl who was an expert in that, and because I'm saying, is it like he looks a bit out of place against all these blokes? She goes, no, I've got a trick. This is what we do. This is what we do to fat people.
how does it work?
They just spray it on some sort of angle, different
different shades
different
of tan.
shade, yeah. And she does it on an angle. She's a professional spray tan. I didn't know they existed.
No, neither did I.
And when he went from the pale to
Because
the bronze, he looked good.
He did.
Yeah. Well, my 2 men in the front row, they thought he was their favourite.
Did you ever think he was going to back out?
No. That's one thing about Nathan. He might be a fat loser, but at least he soldiers on. He's a workhorse.
Yeah.
I reckon he enjoyed it. I sort of feel like he enjoyed it.
Well, going out your comfort zone, a new experience, and I'm like, who wouldn't want to?
300 people and 2 men were screaming at him.
Yeah.
So it's got to do something inside, like a rock star.
Well, I think he warmed into it as well.
Yeah.
He rose to the occasion. Like, at first he was a bit tentative, and then he was right into it.
He was.
How did he get the spray tan off? That'd be a bit of a. I wouldn't want to fly back with a.
Yeah, he scrubbed it afterwards. So we went back because the boys had a 10 o'clock show. They do it. They work so hard, those dancers. So they have an 8 o'clock and a 10 o'clock 6 days a week. So they're doing 12 shows a week. It's insane, and it's packed. So they've got to be up every day. But yeah, Hindy had a scrub, but it took.
Did he do 2 shows or just one?
No, he just did the 8 o'clock show.
Get the early crowd.
That's a good one.
You don't want the
10 o'clock gets a little bit handsy apparently.
I bet it does.
A little bit handsy Cronje. And yeah, the 10 came off, but that worked perfectly because that was the end of the Vegas trip, so he could relax and we enjoyed it immensely. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life, ever. When I'm down, I'm driving around, and I'm just thinking I need a bit of a pick me up. I look at my phone and punch that in because I had the raw footage. Where it came and gyrated on my head, like put his penis on my forehead.
So that's your favourite memory from the recent trip?
That was. What else was fun? What else did I enjoy? Oh, the NFL. Yeah, the tailgate. Tailgate was probably the best thing I've done because they were so friendly and so welcoming.
Again, it's a culture thing, like how Americans do sport. It's an event. It's a day. It's a whole day out.
Yeah,
for everyone.
And a lot of them don't even go in the stadium. They just sit there and watch it in the back of their ute. And it's two of my favourite things. I love tequila, as I mentioned, but they also had a lot of burritos.
Oh, the tacos at the
like legit ones.
Yeah.
Not the bodgy ones we get here.
No, the tacos over in like California, amazing.
Baja Peninsula. That's where it's at. Okay. Right down there. Because they use the corn flour.
Ah, right. Okay, yeah.
The corn flour. It's awesome.
The tacos are very good in California. Mate, it's not your first trip that you've been a big instigator and an organizer of. You've had a couple in your time. Is there a favourite that springs to mind?
A footy trip away?
Yeah.
Footy trip away. 1996, we went to New York and then Mexico. We went to a place called Cancun. I don't know if you've been to Cancun.
Been there a couple of times.
I was 21, 22, whatever it was. I was at the peak of my powers. Never been to the States before. And that was the year. So I was at the Roosters. So we had Coach Robinson was there, actually. Coach Trent Robinson was a young kid. I think he might have been playing flag. So he would have just been maybe 20. He might have had to have bodgy ID.
Oh, you actually need to be 21 to drink in the States.
But that was a really good trip. David Barnhill, Luke Ricketson, Freddie. That was the infamous trip when Freddie and Andrew Walker got locked up in Cancun.
Did they? What for?
A misdemeanor or a misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding.
The next day, I got picked up by the police, and I got picked up. Yeah,
they came to the hotel.
No, I was just walking on the streets, and there's lockouts. I think it was a shakedown.
Oh, after some
folding, but I didn't have any on me.
So
I was in the back of the paddy wagon. Probably can't tell what exactly went on, but it was quite scary.
Yeah,
I got driven out past the bright lights of Cancun, and then I did actually have to, sort them out a little bit. Not physically.
No, but just with some...
it's quite scary over there. Yeah,
oh, no, I know. You don't fuck around with the law over there.
No, and I didn't.
If they offer you a way out through some cash, you play the game.
Yeah.
You play by their rules.
Because you said you're rugby, you're from the rugby team. And then I said, no, I was from Germany, so I was trying to put on an accent. I said, wunderbar. I was trying it with broken English and they couldn't understand. Yeah. I reckon that had something to do with me getting off. Because I was panicking.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I'm here with girlfriend. And there's no mobile phone, so you couldn't use Google Translator. He said, you're a rugby team. You're rugby. Because the boys had a bit of an incident not before. And I, no.
Were you going French there?
I could have. I don't know. Z. No. Z. Girlfriend. No, that is French. I caught myself in a lot of
sticky situations.
I'm just thinking about what. Yeah. Anyway, that was a great trip. Other than that last bit.
Was Adrian Morley there?
Nah, Moz came in. We had a good trip actually with Moz when we won the comp. We went up to Townsville. The late great Paul Green had organised, because Greenie did his knee the first game out here in 2002. So Greenie became the social director. So he'd organised throughout the year, and this is when you could have trips away, when clubs were happy for you to celebrate and become. Maybe that's what we're turning into, NFL players now, the current mob. And we'd organised. We went to Airlie Beach and then up to Townsville. And it was awesome.
How was Moz on?
Moz, how?
How was Adrian Morley?
Awesome. I've got a bit of a penchant for in buses to get nude. So we had a nude bus ride from Early Beach to
The
Townsville.
whole...
Everyone, you had to be nude.
Yeah,
Everyone, even the bus
everybody's-
driver. And we pulled over on the side of the road. Some of the boys had to wee, and we jumped a fence. And we're in a big farm, and we were doing a set of 6 nude in the
running like a unopposed.
unopposed.
session.
Yeah, all 13 or probably 15 of us through until the farmer kicked us off. Shotgun. We bolted nude, by the way, nude, and it was just quite normal.
You can't do it now, can you?
You can't do it. I don't know what it is about getting nude in front of another man. Nothing like sexual.
Yeah.
But it's just funny and it's quite liberating. Have you ever gone skinny dipping?
Yes.
Don't you feel that's quite
Liberating.
isn't it? I do it now at home at night in the pool. I just thought I'm going to try this, and although you could have a pair of Speedos on or budgies on, there's something about just being nude and being back
free.
to nature. Yeah.
Back to nature.
You don't see many people doing skinny dipping anymore. Used to be a big thing when I was a kid. You doing it?
Not recently.
No. But
I might try and hop in my pool in the nude.
what about ice baths? Are you into that fad?
Well, I did it as a player.
Which we all hated. Now
Yeah.
people are spending $5,000 to get one
Yeah,
put in.
I know. Do you know what part of me wants to?
What?
Get back into the whole
Yeah.
ice bath. A sauna, but the ice bath, I don't know.
I saw a stat. Some bloke said dopamine levels when you have cocaine last for 2 minutes. When you jump in cold water, it's exactly the same high you get 9 minutes. What about if you had a line of cocaine and then jumped in? Would that mean you're getting 11 minutes?
I reckon you go and just overloading the brain.
dopamine.
Yeah, you don't want
Serotonin.
to. Yeah, then you'd have to go into more hard. I think that's a gateway.
It's a pretty good
I
selling
think
point, though.
It
isn't
is, but I think you know what. First off, you're jumping in the ice bath. Before you know it, you go and.
Are we nude? Are we nude in the ice bath, by the way?
And then it'll lose its appeal. I think the ice bath could be a gateway drug to more hardcore stuff
so
like
marijuana.
heroin.
It used to be marijuana.
Yeah.
Gone. Ice bath.
Ice bath could be the gateway drug.
Ice bath meth.
Yeah, how am I going to... You get used to it, you get accustomed to it, tolerance. You're like, it's not doing it for me anymore. Might go from the ice bath to the actual ice.
No. No, don't listen, kids. He's in the north of England. We don't do that sort of stuff here.
There are... I'm sceptical
On the dopamine, the 9 times dopamine?
Yeah, on the ice bath, yeah.
Tell you what, I'm buying some shit off Instagram.
Oh, yeah?
Because I'm scrolling through, I bought a pillow the other night. Apparently it sits under your neck.
Ryan Girdler's got one of them. He very seldom travels without it.
Oh, does he? Got one. I bought pans. I bought this hydrogen water thing. I'm just...
Hydrogen water? Yeah, mate, that's...
That's a scam?
It's got to be.
Yeah. I bought one of those things. Then I fucking Googled it, right? We have hydrogen in our water anyway. What do you reckon the H stands for? And H2O.
Yeah.
I've just been stung.
We're due to speak about him a little bit later on.
Okay.
Ian Millward.
Oh, Basil. I saw him yesterday, down Wednesday, Tuesday at Dragons training.
Oh, did you?
My great Basil.
He, when I was at St. Helens, had us drinking this special water called Penta. And it was like it had been altered, some molecule had been altered, but he was like, boys, this is the shit. And you could, apparently, it absorbed into your system quicker. But
You fell for it?
he fell for it, or whoever was in charge of the bills at the club fell for it. But that's...
Oh, don't you go through some fads? We had this might have been before your time, but we had... Or you may have. Did you ever have the breathe easy? You put it over your nose?
Oh, yeah. Well, I remember
to let
seeing...
the air go through.
Yeah. Well, when I was about 11, I'd see some players wearing it.
Yeah.
Think, well, I've got to get one of them.
Yeah.
The power bands.
Power band.
They're power bands, mate.
Watch this. Look, I can't push my hand, but you put the power band on and it was, look how strong I am.
Yeah.
Benji was the poster child for it.
I remember, like, keeping a close eye on NRL and some of the players wearing it. I was like, well, I've got to fucking get one. Just a hologram.
It's not...
There's absolutely fuck
It's
all.
funny, isn't it, how people can just... If the masses do it, it's a bit like the jab. If the masses do it, everyone goes, oh, it must work.
Well, and also the placebo effect and that feeling of, this is doing stuff for me, so I've got to get everything else right.
It's amazing the mind, what it can fall for. But anyway, my hydrogen water doesn't work.
No.
My pillow, hopefully works. My pans, the handle are broke. There was the non-stick ones. They're shit. Fried eggs after 2 goes. Stuck to it. Don't buy anything off Instagram, kids.
Those pans are annoying, aren't they?
I've got fucking so many
Like
knives.
non-stick, and you're like, this is the best thing ever.
But then it goes. As soon as you wash it, it takes all the. It's just like some sort of film, and we wash it off.
I suppose for non-stick, you could just use oil.
Yeah, but that's unhealthy now. Or is it healthy?
Is it? I don't know.
Fucking
it's hard
butter.
to know.
Skim milk, no good. Full fat, that's good. Pasta before a game, no pasta. You can't have pasta before a game. Have a steak.
It's a confusing landscape,
isn't it? I see Josh at our cars now on the carnivore. He looks unbelievable. He's only eating meat.
Is that true?
Only you can have eggs, obviously meat, fish, anything, but no fruit, no vegetables. Can't be good for you.
I think it's good for like endurance athletes, but he needs that spark.
Yeah, I don't know. What are you? You're looking all right. What do you eat?
I train so I don't have to worry too much about what I eat.
Well, you can't out-train a bad diet, as they say.
You can't outrun a bad diet.
You're not having Macca's, though.
No, I tried to...
Macca's is good. Are we sponsored by Macca's?
No.
Oh, fuck. KFC?
No. Ladbrokes. AG1. That's what it is.
What's
I'm on my
AG1?
AG1. Athletic Greens.
Oh, okay. So we love AGs.
I do have my AG1 every morning. That's probably why I'm looking so good.
Did that just come to you that you're sponsored by AG1?
No, I do not. I had some this morning. We're just going to take a quick break to talk about friends of the show, AG1. Now, taking care of your health isn't always easy, but it should at least be simple. That's why for the last 2 years, I've been drinking AG1 every single day, no exceptions. It's just 1 scoop mixed in water once a day, every day. And it makes me feel energized, focused, and it really takes away that mid-afternoon slump that I used to suffer from. It was awful, but now thanks to AG1, it doesn't happen. It delivers my daily dose of vitamins, minerals, pre and probiotics, and more. It's powerful, healthy habit that's also powerfully simple. Healthy aging shouldn't feel complicated. The thought of taking multiple supplements, pills, protein powders, etc. sounds exhausting, but just 1 daily scoop of AG1 covers my nutrient gaps and supports my mental and physical health without any hassle. In just 60 seconds every morning, I know I'm giving my body what it needs and setting up sustainable habits in the long run. We are so grateful to have AG1 as a partner of the show. And if there's one product that I had to recommend to elevate your health, it's AG1. That's why we've partnered with them for so long. So if you want to take ownership of your health, start with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase exclusively at drinkag1.com/buy-round. That's drinkag1.com/buy-round. Check it out. Basically I train so I don't have to worry too much about what I'm consuming. Although I am conscious, like
when you train by yourself or in groups? Are you a group?
Bit of both.
Yeah.
Bit of both.
I love the group training. You know those classes? Like a class.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
You're training with like a lawyer one day, then you're training with a nurse and you're a retired dude. I love going around and finding out where they're from.
Yeah. The only thing is, like, spent a lifetime of being told what to do. How long for?
Are you married?
How many set? Yes.
So you should be used to it.
But with the training element. So I do a spin class.
Spin?
Yeah. And I always leave 5 minutes early.
Because why?
Because I can.
But that's not.
Do you know what I mean? So I went from when I was playing. It was just like you got to do. Here's this. Run to there. Do that. Here's your weight program. You'd never miss. Or I'd never miss it. I never quit.
But now you're thinking.
But now I can. So I've got the control back, the ability to walk out of a session.
But don't you feel bad for the instructor? Like
she knows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I've told her. Look,
But you don't strike me as someone who would disrespect.
Oh no, it's
the
not.
Teacher.
No, it's not disrespect.
You just say,
"See you next week."
5 minutes. I'm going to leave early.
Yeah.
Just
starts at 9:30. Goes till 15:15, but I leave at 10 past. Just for that mental bit of like.
I'm going to try that.
Bit of fuck you to the world. Yeah. You're not going to tell me.
You're not going to tell me. I'm going to do 5 minutes spin class.
I'm done with it.
Could we do that? I wonder if I could do that. I'm going to try that on Matty John's show. 5 minutes to go. I'm just going to get up.
Well, I guess with that,
I could lose my job.
You could lose your job. But I guess when I was playing football, if I left 5 minutes early, I'd lose my job. Where if I leave the spin class 5 minutes early, it's like, all right.
What about if I get written in my contract?
Maybe it could be like part of the show, be part of the act.
Well, it's not an act. I want to be able to leave 5 minutes. I want to be able to.
Just do it, and see. I reckon.
Just try
it. It would become like the funny thing. Fletcher's leaving.
5 minute Fletcher.
And I think Matty's reaction would be like it'd make for good viewing.
Yeah, I couldn't do it every week, or people would get used to it. What about if you were doing another class? Like if you were, or you only do that's the only class you do.
Pretty much the only.
What about? I know you're playing 5-a-side. Are you doing it now with that? Do you leave?
No. I would not leave 5-a-side 5 minutes early.
Team man, you wouldn't want to let them down.
Yes, wouldn't want to let them down.
It's a nasty injury.
That's just a little scratch. Won last night as well. We won. I was pretty happy.
Put some tea tree oil on that.
You reckon?
You got to.
I'll be all right.
Okay.
I'll live. Where were we? Hey, we've gone so off track.
Yeah, it's all right.
Ice baths, frying pans.
Yeah, dopamine.
Spin classes, dopamine.
5 minutes.
5 minutes early. Tequila. We're going everywhere. Mate, so when you meet somebody,
yes,
like say in Las Vegas, what do you say you do?
I always say, and this is because I always say a plumber, because I did my trade, and I still consider myself a plumber. I'd say that I'm in the building trade.
Is that because you don't like the awkwardness?
Because then you say, oh, I work in media. Oh, what do you do? Fox Sports. Oh, yeah. What do you do there? Matty John's show. Oh, yeah, who's Matty John's? And then, if as soon as you say, no, I'm a plumber, they go, oh.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So you use it as like a deflector shield.
Well, not really, just so we can move on.
Yeah.
You know.
Get
plumber. Oh, that must be good. Right, good. Bang, gone. Otherwise, it's long-winded because people want to go, media. Are you in, podcasting? Are you in the paper? Do you write? Like, fuck.
Have you ever been in a situation where you've said, oh, I'm a plumber, and they said, oh, well, can you come over? Actually, I need someone to have a look at me taps.
No, not really not off the bat, but I have down the golf club, this old fella said, can you come and fix my, and I felt really bad. His toilet was leaking. He had an outlet washer, and I went and did it for him.
But so you know what, I know
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So
you've not done your trade and then you've forgotten, but you can actually...
I can do the old stuff. The new stuff, I've got no idea because it's all plastic now.
Oh, is it?
So everything that gets roughed into the walls, like your pipes, is all plastic. I'm the old school. I was all copper.
Ah.
So, yeah, it's changed a lot. Welding, very good at welding. Sand bending the pipes, that was my go.
Oh, was that to stop the leak? Crush the
No, just to sort of bend the pipes. You sort of had to. Yeah, you didn't. You could bend them. There's a thing called pipe benders. So you could bend the pipe, bend the copper around. That was pretty good. I know we've gone off track here. The plumbers out there would know. The older plumbers, not the new ones.
Well,
what do you say? Someone says, what do you do for £1?
Depends who's asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the Uber driver, Bruce. He's picking you up from the class you've just left 5 minutes early.
Well, I'd be wondering what I'm in an Uber for.
Because your car's buggered. The brake pads are gone.
Yeah. You know what?
I'm Bruce. Because I know your name, because it's the Uber thing. James, what do you do for £1?
Well, I'd be judging on, like, I'd think if you knew football or not.
So I don't know.
So if you present like you don't know a thing about football,
how do you present that I don't?
There's educated guesses. You profile people.
But you've just jumped in the car.
I've just jumped in. I probably have a look. Oh, well, I'd already know. That
Bruce.
Bruce is picking me up. With a name like Bruce, I'd probably go, he probably will maybe know in Sydney. I should do a bit of media stuff.
Oh, yeah. What sort of media?
Lots of bits and bobs, actually. A bit of radio, bit of podcasting, yeah.
Do you know Ray Hadley?
Well, I know of him, yeah.
Is he a good bloke?
Yeah, he seems all right. Yeah. I mean, sometimes what you see isn't what you get, but I've met him and he seemed like a decent enough fella.
What radio station?
Triple M.
Triple M, not familiar. Is Doug Murray still on that?
Sorry, mate. Do you mind if I just crack on?
Oh, fair enough. Sorry.
Sorry, mate. I've just really got to get through this.
Okay. Fucking rude prick.
No, sorry, mate. I actually got an Uber because I didn't want to drive today because I've got to get this work done.
Sorry.
Yeah. That happened to me on a train recently.
Hang on, you won't catch Ubers, but you'll catch a train.
Well, sometimes it's just easier to get on the train.
Light rail or train?
No, train.
Wow, yeah.
So I jumped on the train because I didn't want to drive because I had some preparation to do. So I thought, why drive?
Yeah.
I'll get on the train. If I drive, it's dead time.
Yeah.
Can't work. On the train, I'll do some notes, some preparation. So I'm on the train. And this, did you ever meet there's a fella that had the playing cards, the trading cards, and he looks like Michael Innes.
No.
Well,
is it the footy cards?
Yeah, the footy cards.
Yeah,
so he'd have the footy cards, and he was the spit of Michael Innes, right? And
did he sound like Michael Innes?
No, he didn't.
Fuck
He looked.
I'd be off the train.
No, I've not seen him in years, and he's on this train.
Oh no!
And he just, hey Jimmy, I'm like, mate, I'm on this train, and he just wouldn't leave me alone. I was like, fuck.
Did you say something to him?
Well, I kept saying, mate, I've got to get this prep done, and about 5 minutes, and he was like, oh, what about this? I'm like, have you spoke to this person? I'm like, mate, no, I haven't. Like, just being real short.
Yeah.
So I guess
some people he wasn't reading the room.
Wasn't reading the room. Thankfully, he got off after a couple more stops, and I cracked on with it. But in answer to your question, I probably wouldn't want to answer too many more questions than that with my Uber driver
Yeah, we want to move
about
on.
what I'm doing.
Some of it, I think sometimes for 8 hours they're driving around, and you want to sort of. I spoke to a guy the other day. He was from Pakistan, and I didn't know this. Sometimes you learn a lot of stuff. We're talking about Imran Khan.
Oh yeah,
and I was asking him, and
he's in jail, or is he out?
Yes, I asked him the same thing. So he's done some bad stuff, and he said, no. He's helped us. He's wanted to give all our kids. So apparently, breastfeeding over there is non-existent because the waters are so polluted, and he wants to change that, which I thought was quite admirable. And they don't want him to do it because, obviously it's quite corrupt. So what we're hearing about Imran Khan, because I thought the same thing. I thought, he's in trouble. He's done something wrong. But this bloke was saying, no, we love him. He actually got voted in. He won by 75%. So he got 75% of the votes and still didn't get in.
Yeah, well, that makes us thankful that we live in a democracy, but also, I mean, one person's opinion of
I know,
it,
but I'm quite, I'm quite
easily
gullible,
swayed. Well, people can be easily swayed.
Well, I thought
and
he
also,
knew what
just
he's talking
because
about.
you've done some good things doesn't mean you've not done some shitty things as well.
He took FIFA.
What he did? What
5 wickets and got 100. Well, that's fucking good shit.
That is good shit.
And he was married to Jemima.
Who's Jemima?
Jemima Khan, that was his wife.
Oh, right. Not anymore.
I had a bit of a crush on her.
Ah.
Her and Samantha Fox, the English page 3 girl. Do you know her?
No.
Google her.
Okay.
Next time you're in Uber, say, Bruce, can I use your Wi-Fi? You're not going to look up porn, are you, James? James, you're going to put
I'll put my earphones in there.
I'll take a star off you.
Do you know, I've never rated my Uber driver.
No, neither have I.
No, I'm not. Black Mirror. Have you seen Black Mirror?
No.
The social credit score, all that sort of stuff. Don't like it. I'm not gonna play.
Not going to start.
Not gonna play the game. In terms of what you actually do, how different is the Bryan Fletcher at home versus the Bryan Fletcher that we see on TV?
Well, if you ask my wife and kids, totally different. But it's only because, remember that book? There was a book came out, Women Are From Mars, men are from Venus, or the other way around, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. My humour that I find funny doesn't translate to my female family members. It's a serious thing. I'm serious. So what I hose myself at, they don't think's funny. So when I come home, I've just given up.
Just to clarify, hose yourself.
Piss yourself.
Yeah.
Laugh uncontrollably. It's just they find, okay, this is how bad it is. They find Hamish and Andy funny. So we have a problem. So the Bryan at home, the Bryan Fletcher at home, I still like to muck around, but I muck around way more at work.
Is it more slapstick funny at home?
No.
Or set up jokes?
No, nothing. It's just off the cuff and they don't laugh.
And they don't
get it. They always think, oh, like, are you serious? They don't get sarcasm, my kids, nor my wife.
Is that difficult?
No, I'm used to it now.
So you drive in or you get your Uber in, see you, Bruce. Right.
Oh, no.
Or you'll just continue to be, but you just don't
you
don't get the laughs.
Yeah, I don't get the laughs. And then I'll try it on their friends. Don't get the laughs.
No.
Try it on their fathers when we go out for the father-daughter. That doesn't work. So maybe it could be me. Could be my...
Who else do you find funny? Like, what do you watch?
I like English shows. I like... remember Alan Carr? Not Jimmy Carr. Jimmy Carr's funny, but Alan Carr, he's on like Channel 4.
Yes,
I find him funny.
Yes.
When I went to Wigan, I was like, I'd never heard of Catherine Tate. And that Northern English humour, we get a lot of our humour from Northern England. A lot of sarcasm. So I do like English comedians. Like Jimmy Carr's pretty funny. That straight face and his jokes are so offensive.
Yeah, he pushes.
I love that shit. Bill Burr, I find Bill Burr very funny.
He's he's turned a bit recently, Bill Burr.
Yeah. He's gone a bit political.
He's gone a bit more centre-left.
Yeah, definitely. Who else do I find funny? Comedians. Like, I don't like... Yeah, slapstick's not my go.
Did you ever watch Alan Partridge when you were in England?
No, yeah, I do know him, but yeah.
And Steve Coogan.
Yeah. I like Graham Norton.
Graham Norton, yeah.
I like his interview skills. He's very good. Where the Americans are a bit... Like, I don't like Jimmy Kimmel.
Have you seen Caleb Presley?
No.
The Sunday Conversation.
No.
I think you didn't... That's... He's up there.
Little Britain was very good. Because, it's some humour that pushes it. You can't...
Test the bound, yeah.
And say stuff that is offensive, but it's only offensive if you take it on board.
Do you worry about where we're going? Like, so say in your job, for instance, where it's football, but with a very strong element of comedy. And do you worry about where we might go and what you're, quote unquote, allowed to say? Because you do, I guess, for a football show, you push.
We do, but we pushed way, way more. This is our 10th year. When we first started, there were some things that I've seen come up on social media. Oh, geez, couldn't say that now.
Or well, you can,
but you're going to offend someone. Look at this. The perfect example of the world's gone mad. You see that guy, I forget his name, was it Rose? Someone Rose. He was the equestrian rider that is Olympian, and they had a fancy dress, and he wore the Borat mankini. Did you read about this?
No.
This was only during the week. So equestrian, right? Needs all the publicity he can get. They said, right, we're going to have a fancy dress for all the riders. So he came out. There was like people dressed as clowns, whatever.
Yeah.
He came out in the Borat mankini, and someone complained, and the Olympic Committee for equestrian stood him down. Pending a meeting.
What did someone complain about?
That it was offensive. He was riding in his mankini. And they complained. They said, this is not... So they've gone to watch this Family Day or whatever. Well, I don't know if it was Family Day. It was a bit of an equestrian. Because, equestrian, they're all a bit up,
Yeah, that.
bit stiff. And I was thinking to myself, this poor bloke, he's gone out there and he even came out. He said, "Oh, I'm sorry." He shouldn't have to apologise.
No.
He wasn't showing any of
It's
his
just a fake apology, really, isn't it?
private
Unfortunately,
parts.
like,
But that's where, I mean, it's only an example, but the world is going mad.
you know, when you're on the show or a show, you're live, but do you ever go to a producer, or I suppose there would be lawyers at Fox as well?
Yes.
You ever go to them and say, "Can I say this?"
No.
You just say it, and then
Yes.
hopefully,
But I sort of,
you.
I sometimes on the show, someone will say something and I need all the power, like I got to use all the willpower I can not to say it.
No.
I know it's bad. And I'd think to myself, just that instant, I said, if I say that, what will the reaction be? And I went, oh, better hold it back.
So you know where the line is.
I do know where the line is, but I'm desperate to say it. That's why I want to have a...
Can you give me an example?
Oh, now it's nothing like racial or nothing sort of discriminating. I don't know. It's just something it would be offensive to like either Matty, Gordon, or Hindy, or myself. I'm not going to make fun of anyone else. I make fun of people who could handle it. I really want to do a late night behind a paywall show where you could just go loose. Like we've got outtakes on the Vegas trip that are awesome, but we can't show it. So I'd love to just do a late night show, but you can just go as hectic as you want. And you'd have to be behind a paywall because people would complain. If you you're paying for the content that you know is going to be we're going
extremely offensive.
Correct.
So
not offensive, just funny and rude. Pretty rude.
I think there's something in that.
But you couldn't just do remember how you used to be able to go, parental guidance is recommended, this is rated R. You can't get away with that anymore because people say, I'm a kid, just put it on. Now he keeps...
Well, the way that the way technology is going and the way people consume their content, there's definitely an avenue for that. For like, because you wouldn't be the first person to say that. Where like, oh, I'd love to be commentating this game and actually telling the truth.
Correct.
Like, just
Imagine
be
that.
like slagging players off, calling them out.
But people knowing that it's humorous.
You're
not being vindictive. You're entertaining the crowd in a different way. Yeah, well, here comes Dom Young. How many times has he dropped the ball today? All right, I reckon he's going to drop the ball here. Jimmy, what do you reckon?
Yeah.
Bang. Why can't this bloke tackle, Jimmy?
Yeah. And
chat. He's a cat.
Yeah, look at him carrying on. He's always fucking down.
Yeah, I remember I played against him. Fucking cat.
Yeah. How's he getting a game for these?
I don't know. I heard he was in an Uber once with this bloke called Bruce. And anyway.
Is it your full-time gig?
I've got radio. I do radio with the great Joel Kane 3 days a week. I've got a bit of an interest in a building company too. We do some building.
You fix the plumbing?
I have.
So what do you mean a building company? Like a
So we do some stuff for the Department of Education, school work.
Oh, you can't be going X-rated comedy and...
Oh, no. We can't be doing that. Well, some of the principals, they love it.
But I guess it's all about the image, isn't it? They can be like, "Look, I love you," but no. If you were to go that X-rated comedy,
you're in the corporate world. You can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. I'm just there to do a job. I'm there to fix your toilets. I'm there to fix your guttering. I'm not there to tell.
So it's like a property.
We got there's three of us involved. We've got a builder. I do the quotes. Yeah.
So like surveyor.
Sort of estimator.
Estimator.
Yeah.
Do you ever get a job wrong?
Yes.
Like
underquoting.
Underquote.
Yeah. But that's when the old V word comes in. Variation.
Or inflation.
Yeah.
Oh, so prices have gone up.
Our groceries have gone up. We went shopping the other day and it was like $600 and it was a 2-week shop. I said, what the fuck have we bought here? Shampoo. 3 girls, long hair, thick hair. Each needs their own shampoo. Tell me about it. And the amount of money they spend on spray tans. Yeah, it's... Anyway.
Yeah.
And they don't even laugh at my jokes.
Yeah, give you some credit.
I'm going to give him the shit shampoo.
Um, I've heard people describe you. You were very much like this as a player. But what type of teammate were you?
Type of teammate? I think I was a good teammate. I just enjoyed being around people. I enjoyed having a laugh, probably. Didn't take it too serious. I think my job, my role, and Freddie said said it to me once, I was very good. Like I was serious, like I wanted to go and win, but I think I was very good at taking away the nervousness of players sometimes.
And the pressure.
Yeah, just sort of in the dressing room, where it can get a little bit, anxiety can get a little bit high and people are starting to get a bit nervous and you sometimes overplay you. I think I played my best footy when I was relaxed. Not, I don't give a shit. I just was relaxed.
But obviously, the closer to game time, would you have a dial? Or some people have like the switch and they go, and I think I was like that where I had a bit of a laugh and a joke, but then there was it's focus time.
No, just kick off.
Yeah, because I was going to say we play a violent sport.
Yeah.
And the not the character, but the personality type of like a jokester that relaxes everybody. But you played at test level, you played at origin level.
Yeah.
Like you have to be on and you have to be ready.
Yeah, no, I was on. I was on, definitely.
But
on.
would you notice? Was the self talk to dial it on? And be like, right, come on, Brian. It's fucking go time now.
none of that. I was relaxed. I knew in my head that if we had to train really well and I had eaten well during that week and had a terrific week in the gym or at ball work, I was ready. And nothing was whatever was going to do in the 12 hours before kickoff or 6 hours or 2 hours before kickoff. I knew that wasn't going to change. Whatever happened in that time was done. Everything during the week that I would go.
What type of trainer were you then? Were you pretty intense in your training?
No, I would train.
You rip in, or you just...
It's funny. I ripped in more later on in life. Like when I went to England, I trained probably hard. I had 2 years over in Wigan. Trained harder then than I did. I would do everything, but the extras and stuff. I'd go out and I remember Fitzy would do his extras kicking goals and I'd be behind the post and kicking them back. That was what I thought was extras, I was out there. Or Wingy was doing long passes from dummy half and I'd go and catch them for him. That was my extras. Which
there's it.
But I wasn't going in and just doing tackle technique and I wasn't doing wrestling.
Yeah.
I was out there sort of doing extras but sort of helping them do their extras. And having a bit of a joke and having a bet with them. Right, I bet you miss this one to the left. All right, Fitz, if you get 5 in a row, if you don't get 5 in a row, it's your shout at Noe's.
But there is an element of professional sport. It's a funny one, like how much intensity versus how much, what's the best conditions for you to play your best football? And for obvious reasons, some is that more of a relaxed state.
Yeah.
Because it goes for 80 minutes. It's not like a 100-meter sprint where it's over in 10 seconds. There's more to it than just the intense start.
Yeah, that's a fair call.
So how did you become such a good footballer then? Because it's probably not, if you're Trent Robinson's not ringing you up and saying, "Hey Brian, can you come and speak to the young lads because I want them all to be like you," from textbook point of view.
No,
how did you make it as a?
I'm one of 7. I'm the baby of 7 kids. So I got 4 older brothers. It was always in the backyard playing footy. I reckon that's where I got my skills from. Then I played cricket and I surfed in summer, so I was always around. I was always active. The rugby league side of things, it just sort of... I never had any ambition to be a professional footballer, but I did enjoy the camaraderie and I did enjoy getting stuck into blokes and and beating them. Yeah, we like the physicality of it. It's fun. It's hard to explain to people, but there's a rush of getting hit. There's a rush of putting a try on. There's a rush of getting whacked yourself. I don't know what it is, but then you play it in the club level as you're a kid, and then all of a sudden you go up and you're playing under 21s in the reserve grade, and the intensity goes up and up and up, and you go, oh, this is fun.
The stakes get higher.
Yeah. The stakes do get higher, but it's still fun. It's a fun game, and it's weird because it's a oxymoron, as they say. It's fun to get hurt. And I know probably shouldn't say that, or the fear of getting hurt.
The anticipation, the unpredictable nature. But then not having some variables that are totally out of your control. It can make you feel alive.
And every ruck, every play of the ball is different. It's a bit like surfing. That's why I like surfing so much, because every wave's different. Well, in rugby league, you don't know what's going to... Yeah, like you said, you don't know what's going to happen, but there's no better feeling when a team try scores and you score, and that emotion you go, and you had something to do with it.
Yeah,
like you used to
I played my part there.
You used to go, well, that was fun.
Did any coach ever try to, well, like say, dial you down?
Gus sort of. So when I first was at the Chooks in '95, Gus was the coach, and I had a rule. So I played reserve grade for 2 years, but in those days, you used to sit on the bench for first grade. So you'd have 2 fresh reserves, and you could have 6 kids or 21s or reserve grade to sit on the bench. And I used to constantly sit on the bench for first grade, and I was thinking, I'm going to be playing first grade soon. And it never eventuated. And Gus said to me, I had a rule when I finally first made first grade, because I think it's a bit like my personality. I'm quite impatient. And I remember times out here at the football stadium, we just tackled, defended our line, and I'm 10 metres out of line, I'm trying to put an offload on. Gus made a rule to me, he goes, you're not allowed to pass the ball until we're in their halfway line. And I remember playing out here. No, it was at the cricket ground. And I ran, and I had the ball, and the halfway line was there. And I was fucking pushing. And I got my left foot over, and I popped it over, and they intercepted and scored. But I was more... It was like I wanted to be... Oh, what's the word? Gus used to say to me, Fletch, if you're a type of kid where if you said wet paint, there's a sign of wet paint, you go up and want to touch it. And that was me.
But if there was no sign there...
No sign, I wouldn't know. And I remember looking at that, and I distinctly remember the halfway line's out. I went, and I was struggling, put my left foot, I went, yes, to myself, and popped it over. And the fullback picked it up and scored. I think it was Tim Brasher. And I said, Gus, but you told me I was allowed to pass it. There was always a reason. But that comes with the exuberance of youth, I suppose. I was super impatient. I wanted to score off every play.
Yeah. How do you think you would have gone in today's game?
I think I would have liked it. I think the way I played, I think I could add something to a side because it's so defence orientated now. I sometimes taking a bit of a risk. Sometimes I watch a game now and I think to myself, like just 3 blokes, there's 3 forwards, there's A, B, C defence, and they're the only ones coming up. And I'm thinking to myself,
just pass the ball.
Just pass it. Just catch it and pass it. Don't run. You're a front rower or a back row, just catch it and it's on.
Yeah, just give it someone.
Zing it.
Yeah,
and I watch the game. I know
exactly what you're saying.
I watch the game and I go, why don't they...
There's some opportunity out there.
There's opportunities in every game. And I can understand because the coach is going, just get to the 40, get to the kick, we're going to chase. Yeah. And maybe I wouldn't. Maybe
What about your personality type and obviously your willingness to have a good time?
It would have to take a back seat, yeah. If I was a 20-year-old Bryan Fletcher playing now, I wouldn't have last. I couldn't last. Yeah. There's no way.
You'd have to conform or...
Well, I used to love going for a beer after a game. They didn't go for a beer after the game. But then again, I grew up in a different time. These kids have grown up in a totally different time. So it wasn't the norm.
The environment isn't
conducive to the way...
Yeah.
So it's hard.
Yeah, we are a product of our environment.
Correct.
And we fit into our cultures. And
so if you put 1993 Bryan, 19, 20-year-old in here now, no, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have lasted.
Just how a lot of the modern day player maybe wouldn't have lasted back then.
Maybe. Well, they'd be shocked. They'd be going.
Well, they wouldn't fit in with the team.
Wouldn't fit in the team. They would get. They wouldn't.
Obviously, you got your few like Wayne Pearce. He didn't drink, but you know.
Well, not so much even the drinking, just the banter.
Yeah,
it's not what we call bullying now. Like this is the thing, you don't bully people you don't like. Well, actually, you don't take the piss out of people you don't like.
Yeah, it's a compliment. Yeah,
it's a compliment that I want to get to you and have a bit of fun because I know you're going to give something back. Like you're not going to pick on someone who you're not going to get a response from. If that makes sense.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean? So
I do. You know what?
It is a term of endearment.
At the Bulldogs Christmas pie, it's the non-football Christmas pie. Me and Josh Reynolds were at each other, and that's how we are.
Yeah.
And like a week later, so, are you and Josh all right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, why? And like, the Christmas pie. I was like, no, that's just being mates.
Yeah. It's the times have changed, and I don't know. You know, it could be for the better. I don't know yet, but
yeah,
it's not. That doesn't suit me.
But then again, the environment, the culture of today, wouldn't.
You can't get away with. Times have changed, and you got to change with the times.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hey, you spoke about the years you come through there. Involved in the Super League war.
Yeah, so 95 it all broke, and I was playing 21s for the Roosters. That was my first year in grade. And Gus got 5 of us at Henson Park and said, "Oh, boys, you're going so good." This is paraphrasing. "You boys are going so good. We want to give you some extra money." And it was 30 grand. I got $30,000 extra. And it was 5 of us. And we're sitting around at Henson Park, and I'm thinking to myself, all right, but Gus, the contract we're on now, we're on 25 grand was for 2 years. Do we still get that? He goes, yeah, this is just a 30 grand bonus because you're playing so well. I went, okay, didn't read the fine print, sign it. So I said, Gus, just so I'm clear. And there was Brian Kenovan, who was our manager. So we'll still get our contract. This is just like a bonus. I said, yeah, how good's this? All right, signed it, bang. 30 grand got home. And I was turning 21 in about 2 weeks. Spent it all on my 21st, by the way. Sunday rolls around. It was midweek. Front page of the paper. Super League's here. Huh? My manager rings me and says, "Hey, Brian, we've got a meeting with Cronulla, Canberra." I said, "Yeah." I signed something. I got 30 grand last Tuesday night. He said, "What?" Says, "Yep." So I'd stayed with the ARL.
Without knowing it?
Without sort of knowing it. But didn't matter. You know, I don't know what I would have ended up. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I stayed there. But, you know, there was things being bandied around that Cronulla, I was going to get a $160,000 sign-on bonus if I had to go to Cronulla. And there was stories of blokes going, because I hadn't played first grade yet. There's the great story of 2 players going up. They were not cousins, but really good mates. They went up in there at ARL headquarters, going up together, separate rooms, came back down. What'd you get? I got 250,000. The other bloke goes, I got 150,000. They got down to the bottom, and they were pretty equal sort of abilities. The other bloke went up, straight up, went up to who was in there. I think Bozo might have been in there, and said, "You just gave X player 250. I'm only 150. We're the same." And then Bozo or someone, "Oh, righto, yeah, he's not 100. Now go and beat it." The money was just astronomical.
Did you ever speak to Gus about it, or it was just, just crack on?
I just cracked on. I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I hadn't played first grade yet, so I was thinking to myself, 30 grand just on top. We went down to Northies down in Cronulla, hired a bus. We spent it all in that weekend. It was awesome.
Oh, good. Hey, I know we're pretty tight for time, but you spoke there about your time at Wigan. We actually played against each other in 2007. You probably don't remember.
Did we win?
2006 maybe. I can't remember.
Won?
I think Saints won. Wigan were pretty dreadful then. but Ian Millward was the coach.
Basil
Now-
Millward. Well, he was only coach for a little while.
Yes. So is it true about your very first session there with the defensive drill, and you thought he was trying to set you up
With the Sunnies?
with the sunglasses and the tennis balls?
Yeah. So Basil, terrific bloke, and he had just had some strange sort of theories, and he had sunglasses on, and he said, when you're tackling, I want you to look over, put your sunnies down like you're looking over a pair of sunnies, and everyone then had to put sunnies on, and we're underneath this stand, and I'm looking around. I remember I was looking at Paddy Richards, because Paddy Richards had signed at the same time, and we're looking at each other going, and then Sean O'Loughlin was doing it, and I thought, oh, okay. And I went along with it. I thought, oh, this is a G up. And so I was just carrying on a little bit.
So you just put your
I put my sunnies on and was doing it. Like you had to tackle with your sunnies on.
like hitting the pad.
Hitting the pad, but your sunnies on with your feet like tied together
Yeah,
with
I remember
elastics.
So I remember
Yeah.
he had the ties on your feet, tennis balls in your hand, and hold a stick, and you had to dip under the
the limbo?
the pole. Yeah,
the pole. We had the pole, but
the sunglasses. That's another touch.
Sunglasses, elastics around the legs, and pole. That was, it was. But I mean,
Welcome to Wigan. Yeah,
everything was. No, I love Wigan. I loved it. My middle girl's born in Ormskirk.
Oh yeah.
She's turning 18 next month. So after the year, I'm going to take her over where she grew up.
Yeah, nice.
So no, it was. I wish I had gone earlier. Actually.
Oh really?
Yeah. I loved it because it's sort of. That was. I love the fact you could play at JJB Stadium. What's it called now? DW Stadium.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
JJB Stadium. You know, and we got good crowds. There'd be 15,000, 20,000 there. We played every Friday night, which I thought was
Yeah, how good is that? With Saints are the same every Friday night.
And when you were allowed to go away, and we were going to Spain, went to Italy because Nobby, the coach, said, "Righto, boys, if we played good, he'd let us be back in training on Tuesday." What I found super strange was the local kids, Lockers and Gaz Hawk and Denny Tickle. They wouldn't go anywhere.
No.
I said, "Boys, you been to Italy?" "No." I said, "It's an hour away in a plane."
Exactly.
"No, I'm staying here.
Yeah.
I got no interest."
Just go to your local pub. I was the same, mate. I was exactly the same.
My head would I would just spin out going, "Boys, why don't we all we'll go to Spain?" No, I'd just rather stay around here. What is it?
I think it's just because everything's so close, you take it for granted a bit, and you just want to go to your local, hang with your locals. Like
When you came here, were you travelling? Did you go to Queensland or anything, or were you?
Oh, I would now.
No, I know. When you first came over, were you just sort of?
Oh no, I was engrossed in trying to get my head on football.
Yeah.
Mate, now when I go back, I'm embarrassed about like the places I've not been. Or Aussies have like, "Have you been here? You've been there?" It's like, no.
We went.
Why? It's like, because
in the middle of winter in Wigan, freezing, and all of a sudden you get on a plane in an hour and a half. It's sunny. We went to Portugal. It was awesome.
Oh, Browns.
No.
Did you do the train? Oh, sorry, you went.
No, just with his family.
Just with the family.
But we went to Canary Islands. What's the Lanzarote?
Lanzarote.
Lanzarote for warm weather training.
Yes.
That was awesome. No, I just couldn't get over the fact that especially the Wigan kids, I suppose, are like the St Helen kids, right there. You just want to stay in your little area.
Well, also there's that little bit of fame there as well, where like I know people from Wigan don't want to go down King Street. It was the same. You want to be like, hey,
get a bit of reco.
Yeah,
wasn't that an interesting place? My first night out in Wigan, I was with all the academy kids, and they said we're going to go to the kebab shop, and I said, all right, sweet, let's go. So we're eating away, and the guy goes, one of the young kids goes, you know how you got the big doner kebabs? And they go, can I get the chicken kebab with sauce? And they send him out the back to get something. And as he's turned his back and gone, they've got those little 1p coins, and they go, phew, and they were throwing him into the big doner kebab in the meat, and it hit it and get sucked in. Mate, they were just pegging it at it. That was the night out. I'm going, boys. And then they'd go outside and just watch people go and eat it. Cut it in and watch it and fucking get a 1p coin in their mouth.
Boys will be boys.
It was fun though. I had a great time. Good people there. Great people. We had some characters, eh? Gaz Hawk. Holy hell. Wow, how's he going, Gazok?
I don't know.
If he had to put his head on, if someone got
he
him
signed
right,
for Parramatta, didn't he?
did, yeah.
He signed for Parramatta.
Oh, poor old Gaz, he wouldn't have lasted out here.
You don't reckon?
No.
What
But
makes
just
you
the city lights would have got him.
You reckon?
Definitely. He could play.
Oh, mate,
He could play and was tough.
Yeah, oh, mate, he was as tough as they come.
He was good to play with.
He was a lunatic.
Yeah. Good. He had a bit of moz about him. Yeah. Lockers, he was going to go to the Gold. I know the Gold Coast were keen on him. He would have made it.
Yeah, he was a very good player.
He would have made it easy.
Yeah. There was a lot of, of it. It's mainly the forwards, but yeah.
Do you think young Jack Wilsby will ever come out?
He just re-signed.
Yeah.
So
if I was Dragons, I'll be throwing all I've got.
Well, I think they did.
Oh, they did?
I think they went after him, but he decided to stay.
See? You're not going to go to Spain. You're definitely not come to Australia.
No. That's the thing about getting English kids over here. James Roby, he could have come out here, but
is he still playing?
No, he finished up last year. What a
James Roby. What about the other kid? The kid that's out here now, Leon Price's young bloke. He looked pretty good.
Yeah, he'll go good.
He looked good.
Yeah, he's got a bit about him. Yeah.
He was unorthodox to play against. Leon,
Pricey.
did you play with?
I played with him, yeah.
Yeah,
he was a teammate.
Remember when he came out here, right? And he said that Blackpool thing. But as a kid, I knew it was a G up, right?
Well, yeah.
And the fucking idiots are going,
yeah,
but they believed him.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Of course it's a joke.
It's a joke.
Everyone knows Blackpool's.
Well, actually, it's a really good time, Blackpool. Like, you should, the
beach.
The beach is shit, but for a night out.
Yeah, a lot of stag do's, right?
Yeah. Did you ever go?
Nah, I never went.
No.
Never went.
Did you go down to the church?
Love the church.
Yeah, it's good.
We went to the church after a few kangaroo tours. It was, again, no RSA, no dramas.
No.
Is there RSA in England now?
I don't think so, mate. It's pretty much encouraged. Like, you go to the bar, can I get, say, I don't know, a vodka soda, or do you want to double up for an extra £1?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
That's what I was going to say. What I enjoyed about Wigan was you play on your Friday night, and then we used to drink at the Farmers Arms, the hotel, and you would leave. You would literally leave the stadium within 200 metres. No one knew who you were. Like, you could just go and. We had some nights, karaoke nights, just carrying on. No one gave a shit.
No, that is we go into Liverpool, and I'm from Liverpool.
Yeah.
Like, no one really knows. I was like, oh, you.
I used to go to that was our trip out. We go to Skelmersdale. Go to Asda. Scam.
Not much happening in Scam.
A lot of Scousers.
Yeah, but it's a bit.
Was it?
Scam's just not, there's fucking not much doing.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
But a quad vod. I don't know if you've ever had a quad vod. You'd never get that.
4 shots?
Yeah, 4 shots.
Yeah.
With a little bit of Coke or a bit of lemonade.
Quad vod.
Yeah, 4 shots of vodka.
I'm going to bring that
off
in
the
here.
gun. Mate, they'd never.
Because we have here, this is the difference between Northern England and the eastern suburbs. The skinny bitch, they call it.
What's that?
That boys are ordering skinny bitches. There's a vodka. And they boys
Like
are drinking cocktails. 18-year-old, 19-year-old. What's the world come to? Paddle out and shit. Go and paddle out in North Bondi. Get an ear infection.
Like
That'll
craft
toughen you up.
beers, I'll accept, but.
I don't even like craft beers.
Don't you?
Carlton United Breweries. We sponsored by VB. VB for life.
Hey, we have a couple of questions for each and every guest. I know you've got to get moving. I think we've done. If Footy didn't exist, what would you be?
I'd be a plumber.
Plumber.
No doubt.
A sliding doors moment you think about? The alternative.
Sliding doors moment. The sliding doors moment. The Roosters, I think it might have been the team of the century, or it was something. I don't know what it was, but the Roosters had it. I'd retired. It was about 2012, I think. So it wouldn't have been the team of the century. Or it might have been, actually. It might have been. Anyway, we had a big do, and I got called up. Vossi was the MC, and I came up on stage and told a story. And unbeknownst to me in the audience was Mark Fennessy, who is a producer. He did Underbelly, MasterChef, so he's in the TV game. But with him was Gary Burns. So Burnsy was the boss of Fox at the time. Anyway, I got up and told a story, and must have gone all right. And a phone that night, my phone rang, and I put it through to the keeper, and I listened to it, and it was Burnsy with a message. He said, "Hey, Fletch, it's Burnsy, Gary Burns, who had a few. Give us a ring on Monday." Anyway, I could hear poker machines all in the background, so he must have been out there. So I rang him on Monday, and I wasn't going to ring him. I just thought, for whatever reason, I just thought he's just pissed. And I wasn't going to ring him. And I just thought, okay, I'll ring him. And I ring him, and I go, "Burnsy, it's Fletch." And he goes, "Who?" I said, "Oh, it's Bryan Fletcher." He says, "Yeah, what do you want?" That's how he's talking. And I said, "Mate, you rang me on Friday." "Did I?" I said, "Yeah, apparently." And he goes, "Oh, okay. Come for a meeting on at Fox." And I said, "Oh, okay." Because Fox had just kicked off, that year.
Yeah.
And I suppose if I hadn't run, anyway, I had a chat with Burns, and he goes, "I don't know what we're going to do with you, but, I want to get you involved at Fox." And if I hadn't gone to the Roosters event, I hadn't rung Burnsy, I definitely wouldn't have had, a career on Fox. So I suppose that's my sliding doors moment.
Funny how these things just happen.
Yeah. Like if I didn't go, if I didn't get called up, if I didn't tell my story, because I had a few beers, I might have had a quad vod. So could have, if I didn't, all those little things add up to.
Yeah. It's funny how life works like that, isn't it? You know someone, Jimmy Maloney. So, he was coming back just to do, I don't know, Mary McGregor says no to the assistant job at Townsville. And now he's there.
Yeah.
So it could, what would life have been like if he'd come back to Sydney? Now what will life be like there?
He might have stayed in France. Do you say France or France?
France.
France? Do you say dance or dance?
Dance.
Plant or plant?
Plant.
Example or example?
Example.
Yeah, good. We've got that out here. Yeah. One thing about Gaz Hock, I'll never forget this. We were playing Catalans in, and you know how the Wigan speak? Me hungry, me or pub. Fuck. What did you fucking say? Yeah. They couldn't even say internet. Tinternet.
Yeah. Go on, Tinternet, lad.
Yeah, Tinternet. Go on, lad. You're right. Me hungry. Let's go pub. I'm going, fuck, what? Anyway, we went to Catalan. We're down in Perpignan, wherever it was, and we went out for breakfast. Gaz Hock, whose English was his accent was so strong, Wigan, ordered a croissant and said it, a croissant, in perfect fucking French. I went, "What did you just say, Gaz?" "Yeah. What do you mean?" I said, "Say that again. Exactly that order." And he said, "Oh, give me one croissant." And it was fucking perfect, which I blew my mind. How did he know to say it? Croissant. I don't know. Anyway, that's just another Gaz Hock story. Go on, you Gaz.
Most interesting person you've met on the way?
Russell Crowe's pretty interesting. And lately I've met a guy called Mark Morrie who writes for The Telegraph. He's a crime reporter, and he's doing all this stuff about the bikie wars and all the shootings. It's fascinating. I could listen to him all day. But I met a guy, because I love crime. I love gangsters. Not committing. No.
Solving.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I just like the gangsters. And ever since I was a kid. Natty Wood. You know Nathan Wood?
Yes, I do.
So I played
the old Warrington player.
Yeah, we played with the Chooks.
That's right. Yeah,
the funniest bloke you'll ever meet. Anyway, he was married to Nettie Smith's daughter. So Nettie Smith was a notorious criminal in Sydney. In about 2000, Nettie had organised us, the Rooster side, to go and play touch against the Crims out there in Long Bay Jail, and we went out and did that. Anyway, we were playing against some, this was maximum security. We're playing touch against these blokes. It was actually quite funny because, anyway, I got sat to this old warden, or that screw as they call them, and we're having lunch, and I was just asking him story after story, and I often think about, he was telling me everything about what used to go on. He probably would have been in his 70s. I hope he might be passed away now, but absolutely, when you say interesting, that was interesting to me. He told these stories, and I said, "What happens here? When this bloke came in," and he told me everything. So, I think his name was Neil, Warden Neil someone. So, I know that's not.
Yeah, not a sexy story. I can appreciate that way. It's like story. But it's interesting.
Interesting to me.
Yeah, and that's all we need.
Yeah.
All right, Fletch, I'll let you get back to getting on with life, and I'll get some pipe bending going on, and I will see you.
I'll see you on the other side. Well, we might have a quad VOD one day.
Might have maybe a quad VOD in Vegas coming up. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Mate. Cheers.